Welcome to Cali Gangsters. In this video I'll be talking about one of the most known blood sets in Watts and maybe even the whole world, the Eastside Bounty Hunter Watts Bloods from the Nickerson Garden projects. The Pirus were started in the early to mid-1970s as an anti-Crip gang. Eventually by 1980 they were fully established and the Pirus, Bloods and already existing Brim gangs went under the same card and flagged red to show their resistance to the Crips. However, in 2023 and even 30 years ago there was Crip-on-Crip violence and Crip and Blood alliances. The Bounty Hunter Bloods are one of the largest gangs in Watts and are right next to other Blood and Piru sets that they are allied with, such as the Circle City Pirus and the Hacienda Village Bloods, which are significantly smaller hoods. Since their biggest rival in the streets are the Grape Street Crips, the Bounty Hunter Bloods have somewhat formed a friendship with the P.J. Watts Crips from the Imperial Courts. Although in the 90s the Bounty Hunter Bloods, P.J. Watts Crips and the Grape Street Watts Crips formed a truce, it didn't last and they started beefing again. In September 2013 the Grape Street Crips from the Jordan Down projects killed two members from Bounty Hunter Bloods and P.J. Watts Crips on the same day. The bounty hunter who was killed was the well-known rapper Kevin White, who went by the name Flipside. He was a part of the OFTB, or the Operation from the Bottom rap group, and was briefly signed to Death Row Records. However, before the Bounty Hunter Bloods and surrounding sets were established as Blood and Crips, the people from Nickerson Gardens formed the Green Jacket Crew that even stretched to the Jordan Down projects, which were later home to the Grape Street Crips, and they became enemies. However, it eventually turned to the Lot Bounty Hunters and took on the Blood identity. Since they are a big set and have many members from a large area, they have many subsets under the Bounty Hunter name. Some subsets include the Lot Boys, the Block Boys, the Bell Haven, the Ace Line 111th Street, the Deuce Line 112th Street, the Trey Line 113th Street, the 4 Line 114th Street and the 5 Line from 115th Street. Going back to Flipside and Death Row, one of the main investors into Death Row was a former drug kingpin who went by the name Harry O, who was from Bounty Hunter Watts Bloods. He was also one of the first people to star and launch Denzel Washington's career in 1987. However, he spent 28 years in prison and now he spreads a positive message for kids to stay away from gangs. Other rappers from the Bounty Hunters include J-Rock, Bust Stop and Low MB. Bust Stop and Low MB were part of the OFTB crew along with Flipside and worked alongside Tupac many times. In 1993 a Bounty Hunter Blood killed two police officers after being pulled over and shot them both in the back of the head in an execution-style murder, and in 1995 he was sentenced to death via lethal injection or a gas chamber. The Bounty Hunter Bloods have formed an alliance with the Circle City Pirus and Hacienda Village Bloods, as well as having a friendship with the nearby P.J. Watts Crips. However, they have a long list of enemies, being the Grape Street Crips, the 10 Line Crips, the Home Street Crips, the Front and Back Street Crips, the Fudge Town Mafia Crips, the 108 and 117 Watts Crips, and more. Towards the west they beef multiple sets of the East Coast Crips. Towards the south they beef the West Side Pirus and Campanella Park Pirus, as well as the Mad Swan Bloods. They don't beef a specific Compton Crip set, but every Compton Crip set is classed as an enemy to the Bounty Hunters. Thank you for watching.